All right, ladies and gentlemen, strategy time. We're talking about one of my favorite plays. When I used to trade the open all the time, I used to look for this strategy and play it out. Now, there's multiple strategies you can do here, but we're doing the safe one because market open, very, very volatile and super high risk. As you know, it can move very, very fast, and if you're in the wrong direction, you can blow up your account. But we're going to go over a trade that we took yesterday, and we ended up making $12,000 on it. Okay, so we saw market open, fucking giant green dildo. We're sitting here, we're waiting, we're practicing trigger discipline, boys. Trigger discipline is key. There is no impulse trading if you want to make money, okay? No fucking impulse trades. You practice trigger discipline, you're gonna be good. Look at me, right here. Practicing trigger discipline, just a little bit. Getting a little bit impulsive, but I'm playing the trend, right? We're looking at this trend line. We're waiting for it to get back to this support level, right? This is the upper band of VWAP as well. We decided to get in right there. We saw a little bit of drawdown. It just barely touches the trend line, taps it. Easily could have reversed and broke through all the way, right? Because, you know, that tends to fucking happen sometimes. But in a case like this, and an open like this where it just rips up, typically you're going to see a giant wick. And it's going to bounce back to a major support level, which was right here, right? This has been a big support level for most of the day, okay? So what did we do? We put our entry right there on the major support level, and we kind of just waited for our play to play out. Now, this is either a massive breakout strategy where you could just sit there and you could trail your stop if you don't want to have, like, you know, a 73 tick or, you know, 100 tick take profits. If you wanted to if you think it's gonna really like break out and just keep ripping up, you could always trail your stop. But in a scenario like this, where it blasts off, tops out, gets a pullback like this, generally to the trend line, then it's a good idea to, you know, possibly make your entry right there, because there's a good chance it's going to go for the double top. And as we see here, I moved my stop loss up to break even the second time it almost came down, just because we're not positive that it's going to be bullish or not, that it's actually going to keep ripping up, because this was just such a huge run up in, you know, 1-2 minutes. But I did leave a little bit of room, right? So this would have been a little bit of a loss, and I moved it up the second time it came down, right? So it went negative, sat down there for a little bit. The second one, it came down pretty strong. Wanted to make sure I protect my capital, because that's what trading's all about, protecting your capital. And I moved up at stop loss, and it didn't get touched, right? And yeah, we ended up making up $12,000 in that trade. And you know, that's a strategy I've used many times before. It's the I don't know the specific name for it, but I call it the fucking breakout fucking retracement back into the breakout trade. You know what I mean? I don't have like a specific name for it or anything just yet, but it's basically the rip at open with the retracement entry to play the uptrend. And you know, that's how you want to play trends, right? You pretty much don't want to chase it, which sometimes like if it's like ridiculously bullish, you could do it, but it's just very high risk. You want to wait for it to come back to a major support level, right? So let's say we're in uncharted territory, so it gets a little bit difficult to find some nasty plays here. But, well, I guess we just look at the same trade as yesterday. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we had a massive bull run yesterday. So yeah, this was the trade right here, I believe. It ripped up, Matt style, giant pullback, right to a massive support level, which is basically the tops of these candles. Swept it, almost went for the low of these candles, didn't do it, started climbing back up. And if we're in a bearish market, in a bullish market like this, then we don't just fucking start entering positions while it's running up, right? We don't just blindly fucking impulse click, spam market buy into entries when it's running up. When we see an uptrend, we're sitting there and we're waiting. We're waiting for things like this to happen, like these giant fucking dips for no reason, like NQ likes to do, just massive sells. And we want to put, like let's say we didn't get this entry, we're watching it run back up. Okay, it's confirming that's pretty bullish. This is a huge support or a huge resistance level, massive resistance level. We're not sure what's gonna happen here. I'd probably take this short because it'd be a double top. But let's say we didn't take the short, we saw it retrace, we saw it come back down into this level right here, right? So this basically bottomed out into this major support level that it's kind of tapped into multiple times on the 5 minutes. We would basically have a limit entry, just kind of sitting somewhere down here, and we'd be like moving it up, you know what I mean? Like, and just like kind of like, strategically trying to place it. And if we have the liquidity chart open, then we'd be looking at that and like seeing where the liquidity is, and waiting for a giant pullback so we can get into the uptrend, because we don't want to get into the top of the uptrend, get stopped out, get pissed off, and then be like, oh my god, maybe the uptrend's over, switch to shorts, and then just get completely fucked. I've been there, I've done that. You don't want to do that. If it's in an uptrend, a pretty clear one, obviously it's clear the day after, but during the day, you see it fucking double top, it swept the high, just like we talked about in our previous videos, how NQ loves to sweep the highs. You see it wick, you see it dump even more, and you see another dump, and you see a doji. This could be your entry right here on a doji candle. A doji candle is a decent entry for a long if you're trying to run the trend. And if we did get in there, boom, we would have hit our TP within 10 minutes. It would have been perfect. And then, if you wanted to hold on for bigger gains, you could have. It would have kept on running up. Long story short, you got one of my opening play strategies, and a little bit about entering into uptrends. Don't fucking just chase an uptrend. Wait for a pullback, specifically a pullback to a trend line. Use your trend lines, use your channels, stuff like that. As you can see, this pretty much obeyed the trend line every single time with little sweeps until it broke the trend line. That's when we would turn it into a channel, just like mentioned in the previous video. And keep in mind, I am going to keep repeating myself about trend lines and channels, because this is stuff that I got engraved into your head, and the best way to do that is through repetition, right? So then once this trend line broke, we're like, okay, maybe we took the short there for the double top play, because I love double tops, I love double bottoms. But in an uptrend play like this, it would have been a nice scalp for a double top. But ideally, I probably would have taken the short scalp, but then I wanted to exit early. I probably would have exited fairly quickly because this was such a bullish fucking trend. But then we would wait, boom, see where it lands, and then maybe before then we already had our channel drawn out, so we could see that it tapped into the bottom of the channel already, and we could have used that as our entry, right? And then it would have just kept on running up, we'd be safe, it's not out of the channel, and then, when it got to over here, broke out of the channel, then, maybe it's time to, take profits. Hopefully you'd be taking profits on the way up, you know, getting in and out. I decided not recently, but like I noticed that in an uptrend, it is a lot smoother just to be taking scalps, you know, 70, 100 tick scalps in an uptrend, and then just re-entering again and again and again on pullbacks. You know, back in the day, I would just enter my position, you know, 15 lots, whatever, as soon as I thought an uptrend was starting, and I'd sit there and I just fucking watch it go back and forth, back and forth. And if I would have just been taking scalps like I do now, then I would have made a lot more money. You know, I did end up making, you know, $60,000 in one day just trading, you know, uptrends and just holding throughout the whole day. But if I was doing the scalping strategy, entering and re-entering, then I could have probably made $100,000 that day or something like that. You know what I mean? So that's about it for today. I just kind of wanted to go over that opening play strategy. It's worked for me many times. You know, sometimes it will just go straight up and then come right back down. So you want to keep your stop loss really tight there if you're playing the open. But it's a good strategy, and you know, we made $12,000 yesterday doing it, and you know, I've made a lot of money with that strategy. Typically, that strategy, I totally forgot what it's called, but it does something like this. Let's paint this out. So you know, here's market open, boom, 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 and this is major support right there. It'll top out. Boom, right back down to support. And that would be where our entry is. Fucking A. Move me back over. Hold up, boys. Bear with me. Boom, boom, boom. We would have a pivot point, a level of support where, you know, previously, you know, price was accumulating or sitting, or there was just a lot of liquidity there, if you could see liquidity, and boom, we'd get into that entry, and then, you know, hopefully we get the breakout. But if not, then we just take our scalp at the top or near the top, somewhere in this area, but we take a quick little scalp, or we could trail the stop very slowly. You know, chances are you'll get stopped out if you move it up, because the market opens so fast. If you want to go for the big winner, keep your stop down here-ish. But typically, this is supposed to go doop, doop, boom, and then fucking just keep mooning, okay? Yesterday, it didn't do that, okay? And it hasn't done that in a while, actually. I haven't seen that play actually work out for the full-blown breakout in quite a bit. But we're in such a bullish market that it very well could happen very soon. So, I mean, the timing of this video is pretty much perfect for this opening play strategy, if you want to try it out. And then, you know, worst case scenario, let's bring this paintbrush back up. How do I change the fucking color on this thing? Whatever, it doesn't matter. Worst case scenario, boom, you got stopped out, right? Now you're not doing anything. You're not looking for another trade. You're sitting there, you're waiting. You're waiting to see what happens, right? Waiting for it to see what happens. Boom, holy shit, it's approaching the bottom of the day, or low a day, London low. You either look for a bounce to come right back up for like a double bottom type of play, or you see this, boom, boom, you get stopped out. You wait for it to bounce again. Boom. Entry for short. Target London low or Asia low of day. That's also another beautiful open strategy. The New York Open loves to either sweep London high or London low. So pick your poison, manage your trade effectively, and make some money, boys. Peace.